Okay, so review over scientific notations. So say for instance your problem was, and you had to write this into scientific notation form. So in this case, you will have to figure out whether this exponent is negative or positive. So this exponent would be negative because this number is less than 1, okay? This number as a whole is less than 1, so automatically we know that our exponent will be negative. Now, we need to move our decimal to where it's between 1 and less than 10, okay? 1 and less than 10. So that means that we have to move this decimal point over 1, 2 times, okay? Now our new decimal place is 1.25, and then we have to actually have our multiplication sign and then our base 10, which is power of 10. Now, how do we find our exponent? Our exponent is by the humps that you made here. So this was 2 times. I went from 1, 2 times to get to this position. So now this would become -2 because remember, our exponent was negative because we had this number less than 1. And so if this number was less than 1, that's the reason why we chose a negative exponent. And then we moved 2 times to get to this new decimal spot. This is why our decimal is 2. Our exponent is 2. Okay? So now, let's try another one. Okay, so say for instance our number is here. Now, I like to look at this like money because eventually one day I will have this in my bank account. This is 3,525,000. Okay, so I told my students to look at this as dollars. You put your decimal point at the end, so it'll be here, just like saying 0 cent. Oops, just like saying 0 cent. Okay, so now what you have to do is you have to move this decimal to where it's between the numbers 1 and 10, remember? So now, our exponent in this one would be positive because this number is greater than 1, right? Yes. So we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because 3.5 is between 1 and less than 10, okay? So now our new scientific notation. Scientific notation has to have a factor. This is my factor, 3.525. It also has to have a multiplication symbol, which is here. Also, we have to have a power of 10. And then how many times I move it is my exponent. So remember, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's going to be positive 6 because this number is bigger than 1. Okay? Now, say for instance, we were trying to move these numbers from scientific notations to standard form. Okay? So what if I had 3.24 times 10 to the -3? Okay? Remember, whenever your exponent is negative, that means that your number is less than 1. So that means that you will move this decimal to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now, I have to put my zeros inside of my humps. Okay? Because this is how I know where to place my new zeros. So now my new decimal is 0.00324. This is my new answer for this standard form. This is standard form to this scientific notation. Okay? We knew that it was negative exponent, so we knew this number was less than 1. We know that our decimal point is here, and we need to make this number less than 1. So we moved it over 1, 2, 3 times. And we placed our zeros in the humps. Okay? Now let's go to a positive scientific notation. Say, for instance, my scientific notation was this. Okay? So when it's a positive exponent, remember the number is greater than 1, right? So this becomes 6.53, right? And then now I have to make this bigger. So that means I go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now I place my zeros in my humps. And now when I rewrite this number, I have to use this like it's money, okay? So every 3 numbers in the place value from the back, this is your decimal point here, remember? So we go 1, 2, 3, and then this is a comma. So our new number is 65,300. 65,300. That's our new number for this standard form. Because remember, when our exponent is big, we have the number is greater than 1. Okay, so 65,000 is greater than 1. So I hope you guys understand. If you do not understand, always know that you can go back and rewind and you're able to do it. Okay, listen and pay attention. Go back and rewind, listen and pay attention. All right, so you remember our key word for this week was discipline. You have to discipline yourself to understand what you want to know. All right, you guys have a great night.